Hi, everybody. Mr. Conover here. I'm sitting here with Miss Horsemeyer, our librarian. Say hi, Miss Horsemeyer.
Hi, everyone.
All right, we're going to do a little video for you today about works cited pages that we have to do, and of course your internal citations within your outline. The hub is Classroom, as you know, and our first post that I put up today has a couple things. Don't worry about this link right here, which is the internal citation check mark. That's for us to worry about, your teachers. Okay, so the first thing we want to show you is we have two things. If you're home alone and you don't know what's going on and you're like, oh my gosh, I know I have a works cited page, I know I have internal citations, we thought we would do this little video with you to try to get you to understand what we're talking about. And then we're going to go with the first source too, okay? The first source, okay, of course, is your works cited page. We've talked about this a little bit as we've gone through, and we know that we need to have 4 sources for this paper. And these sources are going to go on a blank sheet called Works Cited page. I'll show you where your rough draft of that is going to be. This is a sample of that. Now, a couple of things we want to notice. Here are all your sources. You have your website article. Looks like we have the Outsiders novel. We have our New York Times Up Front magazine, and it looks like we have the one that you guys found on your own. Okay, in one of those databases. So notice Ms. Horsemeyer did a great job of put citations in alphabetical order. Nice highlighted. Thank you, Ms. Horsemeyer.
No, you're welcome.
And we have alphabetical order according to the first word. Now notice some are authors like Brian Brown, S.E. Hinton, and some, if we don't have an author, of course it is the title of the article, starting with the Apologetic Vic gets 23 months. So we see that right there. Anything else you want to add to this sample? Anything that they should know based upon this sample?
Make sure that all of your the title of the articles are always in quotation marks, and make sure any books or newspapers are always underlined or italicized.
Perfect, just like this. Quotation marks, and there's a book. Italicized. Very good. Okay, so there's a sample of what you're going to do. Let's go to the other sample that we have, and this is why I have Ms. Horsemeyer here to kind of give us some guidance about this. We have a sample justice project, okay, the outline anyway. And we can see this is all the work that you've been working on so far. And we'll scroll down. Looks like we have some highlighted text here. Here's our first body paragraph. And I think the main thing, we don't want to go too much into this because we're going to be talking about this in class. But in case anybody's not here or you're home and you don't know what's going on, we want to just kind of go through this with you. Now, the first thing you're going to notice on this sample that somebody did, you're going to see some things highlighted. Ms. Horsemeyer, maybe you could talk a little bit about what those things are.
Sure. The things that are highlighted, guys, are called in-text citations. You're citing in text. You'll see that there's a lot of text details. Those things have to be cited in text with the author's last name and the page number of where you found it. So where Mr. Conover is right now, you'll see that it's the author's name and the page number of where that student found that exact quote. Okay, so all quotes must be followed by an in-text citation and the page number of where you found that quote.
So this is the Outsiders, S.E. Hinton, just the last name Hinton, and page 91, in parentheses, and the period at the end. Not at the end of the sentence, but at the end of the citation right there. That seems pretty easy.
Yeah.
Let's go take a look at another example. If we scroll down, here's our second body paragraph about the Michael Vick article. It looks like we have the same thing at the end, but why does this not have an author, Ms. Horsemeyer?
Some articles, guys, that you find online will not have an author attached to them. That is fine. Don't panic. If that's the case, you're going to put the title of the article, an abbreviated version, in your in-text citation in parentheses. Okay? That way, Mr. Conover can connect that word or words to your formal work cited. So he can go back and reference that. So it's a sense like a cross-reference.
So I know this is from the article about Michael Vick, but it's only the first few words of the article in quotation marks. It's not the author's last name because there is no author for this. Looks like we had another example somewhere down here. Oh, looks like we had something. And I look here and I only see a page number, but I look up here and I see an author's name. Can you maybe talk a little bit about that?
Sure. This particular student, included the title of the article and the author's name inside their paragraph. So in that case, all you need in your in-text citation is the page number, because it would be repetitive or redundant if you repeated the author's last name.
Like we says in the vote from the White House, from the vote to the White House by Monica Davey. if we had Monica Davey 21, that would be redundant. So it's here. So all we need is the page number here, is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
And look, they did it the traditional way we talked about at first, right there.
Mhm.
Davey 20. Now we know that's Monica Davey, page 20. So either way is
Absolutely.
completely acceptable.
Yeah.
So you guys kind of have your work cut out for you. You know what you have to do. You can see author's last name, page numbers, or author's title and page numbers as we go through here. You can look to this for examples of your in-text citations. Of course, looking to here for your sample works cited page like we showed you before in alphabetical order. And then to create, once you create that works cited page, we're going to be working on that in class. The rough draft is right here, and you can see like we have an example of starting how it's done. Okay, and it looks like it's in alphabetical order so far, and we're pasting that right there. You can get that right from your source worksheet that we did earlier this week. So that's just a little example of what we're going to be doing. We'd like to have all these in-text citations and works cited pages done by Wednesday. Okay. Anything else, Ms. Horstmeyer?
No.
Thank you so much. It's been great doing a video with you.
You too.
And we'll see all of you in class.